Hello there, you amazing people. In this particular video, we will be learning that what is mean, why do we need mean, and where do we apply mean, that is, what are the applications of mean, and at last, we will be discussing that what are the disadvantages of mean. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. So, let us first understand what is going to be mean. So, mean is basically average value, average of all the values. That is the first thing that you should know. Also, mean is the measure of central tendency of my data. So for example, if these are multiple rows of my data, my data is written here, my mean is going to be lying somewhere here as it represents the central tendency of my data. If this is my data, if this is my data, for example, 1, 2, 9, 20, 30, 40, then it will represent the value that lies exactly between midway of my data. Not exactly midway, but it has a value that is somewhere close to all the data points. So that is mean. And if you want to calculate mean, then there are three formulas. For type 1 of problems, we have this formula. For type 2 problems, we have this formula. And for type 3 problems, we have this formula. What the hell is type 1 and what the hell is type 2 and type 3? So if you haven't watched my previous video, then I recommend you to watch that, because in those videos I have already explained that what is type 1, type 2, type 3 in the video where I explained the representation of data in statistics. So again, let me remind you that type 1 is representation of data in a sequence, or representation of data which is ungrouped. Whenever in the world you see data written like this, 4, 9, 21, 31, 4, 2, 0, like this, in a ungrouped form, in a messy form, in a sequence, therefore this represents my type 1. Whenever you see table, a group table, group distribution, for example, if there is a table like this, if this contains my value, for example, this contains my values and this contains my frequency. For example, 10 it appears 3 times, for 11 it appears 4 times, 12 it appears 5 times. It means that I have a data that is written in this group form, that is this kind of data: 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, and 12 written 15 times. If this kind of messy data is written in a group form with a single class value, this represents my type 2 problem. And if I have data written in a group form, in a form of a table, where these are my value or class intervals, and this is my frequency, and my data will be written as 20 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 in this form, and here there will be frequency like 4, 5, 9. So this is my type 3, where my data is in group form, and it is also where my data set is in a group form, and it is also continuously distributed, that is 0, 10, 10, 20. It is sort of continuous. So these are all my different types of data sets. So whenever I have type 1, then this is going to be my formula. If I have type 2, then this is going to be my formula, and when I have type 3, this is going to be my formula. Type 2 and type 3 formula is exactly similar, but just the only change is that here the x represents my mid value of the interval. If you guys are getting scared that what these formulas represent, then don't worry. In the next video, is completely dedicated to calculating mean and we will be solving different kinds of problems where I will be handling each and every case, each and every type. So after that, once you have referred to that video, then these symbols will be a piece of cake for you. So these are the different formulas of my mean. And if you want to know why do we use mean, so we use mean to summarize the data in order to get a clear idea that what are my different values going to be near to, in order to summarize my data. And it is also the most common statistical tool that is used by the people in order to measure the central tendency of the data. And it is also important because it tries to incorporate all the data points of the data. That is, it in the formula itself, it includes each and every data point present in that data set. Therefore, it tries to incorporate all the features of my data points. Also, it is useful because once you have calculated the mean, then just by uh, guesswork also you can find out closely or approximately what your next outcome is going to come, your next what your next value is going to come. And because of this, whenever data science are cleaning their data and they are finding missing values, then oftentimes they fill the missing rows with mean. So that's why mean is used. Now let us try to understand what are the different applications of mean. So, mean is commonly used in research work, academics, and sports. For example, in school and colleges, the final grade is often recorded in the final grade is often recorded in form of mean. In sports, also your run rate, your batting average, these are also mean. And whenever we have unskewed data, that is data that does not contain extreme number of points, in those cases also we use mean. Whenever data scientists and other people analysts have to fill missing values, those people use mean. So that's why there are there are wide variety of applications of mean. Now let us understand that what are the disadvantages of mean. So my mean is going to be extremely sensitive to my data. If I have a data like 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 11, 12, 1004, 1005, 4, 0. Here you can see that first of all I'm saying that very small values 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after some time I jumped just to 1000, 2000, and then again I come to, if I have data like this, for example 4, 3, 9, 0, 1, then 1002, 1002, then 4, 9. Here you can see that in this data this is odd one out. So whenever in a data set there is an odd one out present, then that odd one out number or that odd one out value is known as a outlier. So here this is my outlier. So whenever in a data set there is an outlier present, we don't use mean, we use median. We will deal with that whenever we will be discussing median in a video, not in this one. But you have to remember that whenever in a data set there is outlier present, we don't use mean, we use median in most of the cases. And also my mean is not for my nominal data. So what is a nominal data? So whenever we have a data, whenever we have values that are not connected to each other, that is known as nominal data. For example, red, green, blue, that is the names of different colors, and these are my nominal data. Sizes of shoe, that is 8, 9, 10. These represent my nominal data. So the data points where we have these discrete kind of values, then these values are known as nominal. So whenever we have a data set there that is in form of nominal data, we don't use mean. Many of the times for nominal data, mode is a better measure of central tendency. So that was all for today, guys. In this video, we learned that what is mean, why do we use mean, what are the applications of mean, and what are the disadvantages of mean. In the next video, or I should say in the upcoming video, we will be learning that how can we find mean. We will be trying to solve all the different kinds of problem present in mean. That is, we will be dealing with type 1, that is ungrouped data or presentation of data in sequence. We will be finding mean of a group data, data present in tabular form, having a single class value or discrete value. And we will also find type 3 kinds of problem, that is having group data having continuous distribution or continuous interval. So we will be meeting in our next video. Until then, bye bye.